Divine Providence, God with us always, by Father Ademir Guedes Azevedo of the Congregation of the Passion of Jesus Christ. None of us lives by chance. Everything is under the care and gaze of our Lord. He is the guide and Lord of history. A branch of existential philosophy holds that man was thrown into the world, and if he wants to survive, he must strive to find meaning, otherwise he will be condemned to lead an empty life. According to this view, existence precedes essence. That is, there is no life project, because each person must reinvent himself to give shape to his presence in this world. This way of thinking is dangerous, since not everyone finds a certain and safe path on their own, as well as the means that facilitate a meaningful life. Justly so, it is worth emphasizing the Christian view that puts essence in the first place. It is essence, therefore, that precedes existence. But what does this view imply? We are not in this world by accident, nor were we thrown into this life to suffer and live without meaning. There is a pre-established divine project that calls for everyone to live in fullness and fulfillment. God, from eternity, has dreamed this for all of humanity. He is not a cruel father who takes pleasure in the suffering of his children. That is, if we are here, it is because God wanted it, and therefore He Himself watches over and takes care of, protects, and guides all His creation with a love without equal. That is the most genuine action of His divine providence. Divine providence acts from the origins of creation. God calls man to life and entrusts him with the goods necessary for a worthy life. Even when he suffers the fall of the original sin, Providence goes in search of the fallen man, so that he does not forget his first love. Faced with the mystery of evil that assaults and threatens life, our good God suffers with us and stands by our side to encourage and show us an alternative path through which we can resume the road to happiness. Provident God is the Father of all consolations, who does not let us get discouraged by the obstacles of this life. If we are all guided and carried by the protecting hand of divine providence, then the great challenge is to abandon ourselves entirely to this mystery, to surrender ourselves without reserve, to trust and throw ourselves into these maternal arms that cherish us intensely. We can only be like children who sleep peacefully at the singing of melodies that bring peace and encouragement. Our world, confused and anxious in search of vain things, has not yet awakened to the gifts of divine providence. The current model of society is extremely accelerated because it is unable to complete the processes necessary for an authentic life. This model of performance believes that one must always seek things and conquer spaces so that progress can continue to happen. However, divine providence educates us to take restorative breaks, not to place our hope in human power. What interests the provident God is the time of love, of relationships, of care, time to be and to grow under the divine grace that sustains us all.